What's going on, everyone? This is the BetaFPV Aquila20 HD, and this system is incredibly impressive. Now, I actually don't even like this drone, but this might be one of the most important drones in the hobby right now. That sounds a little confusing, so let me explain. So first of all, this is a beginner package. I love when companies do this. You get the drone, you get the goggles, you get the remote, you get the battery and charger, a bunch of extra pieces, as well as a nice case to put it all in. And all of that is really important because finding the right pieces that go together can be a challenge and kind of a hassle. So it's nice that BetaFPV did all of that for you. And it all just kind of works. So that's awesome. That is great for beginners. But this one is different than the last Aquila I reviewed because this camera here is different, and so are these goggles. They may look the same, but they are very, very different. This has the ArtLynk VTX, meaning it's a digital video system, and it's an inexpensive digital video system. There isn't anything on par with this quality at this price point. So you're gonna get a better view from the goggles. You're gonna get a better experience flying with digital than you will with analog. That is what makes this drone so special. The video is really good, the link is really good, the quality is really good, and the value is there as well. I do really like this remote that BetaFPV includes. This is their light radio, the newest version of their light radio. I like these rocker style switches that aren't gonna break. Some of my other radios have switches that look like this. Those can break in your backpack or if you drop something. This radio, a little bit more bulletproof. These goggles, again, look like the ones that came with my other Aquila, but a little different. I have two antennas and this battery pack in the back. There are two 18650 batteries that go into this. You charge it in the back, it fits on your head. I'm not a big fan of how this thing fits on my face. They're really just kind of super boxy and not comfortable down here. I think this piece could have been designed a little bit better. But they work and they record. There's a DVR inside the goggles so I can record my flights. That is really nice. And let's look at the drone here. The thing that is different about this drone is actually on the bottom. You can see there are sensors down here that help this thing stabilize. So it's actually much easier to fly than a traditional FPV drone. Something like this, I really have to stabilize the altitude, and that can be hard for a beginner. So when this drone is in normal mode, it basically self-levels and self-stabilizes the altitude. Now there is a sport mode, which is basically angle mode, where the drone will self-level, but you have to manage the altitude. There's also a manual mode, rate mode, Acro mode, where you can do full control flips and rolls and all that stuff. That is not for beginners. But that's actually, I think, the best way to fly this thing. Make sure you're outside if you're gonna do that. But I said I don't really like this drone, and I'm not a big fan of it.
No, I don't think it flies particularly well. It's kind of shaky and jittery and just not tuned ideally for me.
This drone was not built for a guy like me. You can see I've been flying drones for a while and they had the beginner in mind. So this drone does not use a traditional Betaflight interface, so I can't adjust the things on this drone that I want to. I also find these ducts really create a super hard vortex force, so if I get close to wall, it kind of sucks and gets stuck onto that wall, so just kind of be careful. Super loud when it does that. These are also proprietary batteries, and they're kind of goofy. You have to turn them on and then insert it, and you also have to turn it on to charge. I'm not sure why that is. I also found this to happen a lot, right? Right now it's trying to calibrate, and it's not going to calibrate because I'm holding it, so you can kind of see these flashing blue lights. I found that sometimes it calibrated right away, and sometimes it seemingly took forever. It will not take off, so you got to just kind of let it chill and go through this calibration process before you can fly. Now, I personally would have preferred a more traditional tiny whoop style drone with this camera, but again, it is awesome to see them making some innovations, and I think that this particular VTX and camera will become compatible with other manufacturers, which would be really awesome for this hobby. This ArtLynk system is kind of the engine behind a lot of the other digital video systems, things like Walksnail and Caddx. So hopefully moving forward in the future, some of those things become compatible. I think that's the idea that BetaFPV has moving forward, and that would be fantastic if it actually happens. Good video, not breaking the bank. I love my DJI stuff, like this guy, but it's really expensive. So it's awesome to see a low-cost digital FPV system enter the market. No, it's not quite as nice as DJI, but it's head and shoulders better than analog, so I'm excited to see that happen. I hope this was helpful. If it was, give me a thumbs up. If you have questions, drop them down below. If you want to buy one of these things, I have a link down below. Yes, it's an affiliate link, but it does help support this channel so I can keep making videos for you. Hey, thanks for watching. Good luck, everyone, and happy flying.